Your big local's going to have loads of stories to tell of the people who've been involved, of the changes you've made and of the things that you've made happen and organised. And there's no better way to do that than on video. The great news is all you need is a phone. So keep watching for all the hints and tips that you need so that you can record and tell those stories and also capture the moments that say it all. And the first hint and tip is to turn off your notifications. Right at the start, you need to hold your phone in the right position. Now, if you're doing something for social media, it's really fine to hold it like that. In fact, if you're doing something for TikTok, you have to. So for Facebook, for Instagram, for stories, you actually want to hold your phone that way in portrait mode. But if you're making a video for YouTube, or you're making one that you want to put on your website, or you're making one that maybe people want to show more widely, not just watch on a phone, you have to record in that direction. Video that's recorded that way, when it goes onto YouTube or if it goes into another video, you'll know has two lines down the side. Now you want to make sure with your phone that that's the camera, that the camera is always, as you're looking at it, on the left hand side. And make sure the phone's the right way around before you press the record button, because if you don't, this is what's going to happen. When you're filming a person or something specific, you want to leave as much space as you can around them. If you film really close, then you've got nowhere to go in the edit. And when you've got this space, you can do all sorts. You can swap sides, you can move in closer, you can go further away, you can change position. For most of this recording, I've been wearing a little lapel mic. I bought two of them online for about 30 quid, but actually the microphones on phones themselves have got really good now, and a lot of the time you don't need an additional microphone. But just remember that further you get away from the camera, though, the more and more you're going to lose the sound. So make sure you bear that in mind when you're working out how far you're going to be from your camera. And another tip is to make sure you leave a little gap at the beginning and a second or two at the end before you press the stop button. This is even more important when you're recording people, especially because you don't want to press the stop button before they've even finished. Selfie stick is actually your best friend when it comes to filming on the phone, because no matter how sturdy you may think your hands are, it's almost impossible to hold a phone still when you've got it in your hands. But if you've got it in a selfie stick, you have two hands that you can hold to try and keep it really, really still. So if you film a selfie holding it in your hand, the chances are it's going to shake as you talk, and you've got your arm in the selfie. Doing your selfie on the selfie stick makes all the difference. This one cost a few quid on eBay, and like many, not only does it expand, like lots of them have little feet at the bottom so you can turn them into a tripod. There's a thing in photography called the rule of thirds, and that's the idea that you split your screen into thirds going down and thirds across, and in fact most cameras do have a grid that you can turn on to do that. And the thing is that our eyes actually don't want things bang slap in the middle. So if you're filming a person or a fixed thing, it's often loads better to put them a bit off centre into one of those thirds rather than having them bang in the middle. If you're showing buildings or you're filming your local area, you may want to do what's called a panning shot. And this is where you move your phone really, really slowly so that you can show loads in one continuous piece of video. But you need to do it really slowly. So your natural inclination is probably to move your phone at that sort of speed. Actually, on video, that's way too fast. So in fact, you have to go really super slow. It feels quite tortuous, but you need to go that slow because otherwise it's too fast on the screen. It's also the same when you're zooming in and zooming out. We're so used to just going like that and doing it quite fast, but when you're watching it on a video, it's just way too fast. So basically, if you're zooming in, you need to do it really quite slowly. And another tip, make sure you just can hold it a few seconds at the end so that people can see what you've zoomed in on, because if you just go in and then go out, they have no idea what it was that you were zooming in on. Phone cameras can really struggle if you point your camera directly into a window like here or into the sun. So never ever point the camera either at the sun or into a window. But there are times when you might want to put a light behind the camera, because then the light is shining on you and it can make all the difference. If you've got someone talking on the video, don't just film them where they happen to be if the background behind them isn't very nice. If you can, try and have something nice behind you. Green screens are brilliant. They don't have to be green, just as long as you don't wear any colour that matches what's behind you, and as long as it's solid. In an editing app, you can turn that into anything. So now you've got all this video, you may want to edit it. If so, there are loads of free editing apps that you can use. Your phone probably came with some. Social media have editing facilities within them as well. Just download some apps and have a go. Good luck with the filming. Capture those moments, capture those special things, capture the stories, because once you have, you can tell the world and you can shout really loudly about your big local. Good luck, everyone.